Epic Listicles. Hello, I'm Angela, and this is Epic Listicles. Most people are familiar with Hunter S. Thompson. If not with his books, then with the movie portrayals of his books, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas starring Johnny Depp. Thompson was a self-professed drug fiend and a maniac. He loved guns and was rarely without one. He regularly drank enough to kill a horse and did more drugs and hallucinogenics than even the most hardcore rockers do in a lifetime. First made famous for his book Hell's Angels, in which Thompson spent a year writing and hanging out with the Hell's Angels in 1967. It was during this time that Thompson got into a fight with one of the Angels. After watching him beat his girlfriend and then kick his dog, Thompson challenged his manhood. Thompson was promptly beaten and stomped by members of the gang for speaking up, with Hell's Angel founder Sonny Barger himself intervening and telling Thompson to leave. It was a first-hand look into the lives of an outlaw motorcycle gang and the guy crazy enough to ride with them. Thompson is also known as the founder of the Gonzo journalistic movement, a sort of counterculture version of journalism in which the journalist is part of the story, with zero claim of objectivity. Much like telling the story is part of the story itself. So, let's get on with 10 things about Hunter S. Thompson. Number 10. Hunter S. Thompson was a doctor of divinity. When Thompson was 22 years old, he purchased a doctorate of divinity from the Life Universalist Church and proceeded to use the title before his name, Dr. Hunter S. Thompson. Making light of his doctorate, actor Don Johnson once asked Thompson, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" And Thompson promptly responded by slapping Johnson across the face. Number 9. Thompson was a regular at the Mitchell Brothers O'Farrell Theater for research purposes. The Mitchell brothers were famous as the producers of the first feature-length adult film Behind the Green Door and as the proprietors of the Mitchell Brothers O'Farrell Theater. The theater was primarily a strip club in the 80s. This is the time period Thompson spent in San Francisco and researching his possible book on pornography. Thompson once referred to the theater as the Carnegie Hall of public sex in America. Number 8. Hunter S. Thompson ran for sheriff in Pitkin County, Colorado, Aspen. In 1970, Thompson decided to enter politics and entered the race for sheriff of Pitkin County. This was not an independent move. There was an organized movement in all of Colorado at the time to disrupt the elections called the Freak Ticket Movement. Thompson ran promoting the decriminalization of all drugs, changing the name of Aspen to Fat City to keep outsiders away, and banning cars from the city limits of Aspen itself. It's worth noting, Thompson only narrowly lost with 44% of the vote. If it wasn't for last-minute backroom deals between Democrats and Republicans, Fat City, might be a whole different place today. Number 7. Terry Gilliam, from Monty Python fame, directed Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the movie. Gilliam was once best known for being the only American member of the famed comedy group Monty Python and the Flying Circus. He made his debut in directing with Time Bandits in 1981. Although slightly less surreal than his previous directorial endeavors, Gilliam proved to be the perfect director to grasp the comedy wit of gonzo journalism and all that it entails. Number 6. Hunter S. Thompson committed suicide by shooting himself on February 20th, 2005. According to Thompson's wishes, he was cremated, his ashes were then loaded into a cannon, and while Mr. Tambourine by Bob Dylan played, Thompson's ashes were shot into the sky. There were a number of Hollywood elite at the very detailed funeral ceremony, including Bill Murray and Jack Nicholson. Good friends since the filming of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Johnny Depp foot the bill for the elaborate ceremony. Number 5. Thompson helped to free wrongly convicted Liesl Allman from prison. Liesl Allman was convicted of murdering a policeman, despite being handcuffed and locked in the back of a patrol car when the shooting occurred. It was another suspect at the scene that exited a vehicle with a shotgun, shooting the officer. After 7 years in prison and a high-profile campaign for her release, headed by Thompson, Allman was released on probation. The Prisoner of Denver, authored by Thompson, is expected to be made into a movie. Sadly, Thompson missed Allman's release date, having killed himself just a few months before. Number 4. Thompson was a U.S. veteran. Having got into a few minor legal skirmishes when young and was faced with the choice of doing more time or joining the military, he joined the U.S. Air Force. While assigned to Elgin Air Force Base in Florida, Thompson took classes at Florida State University. He was honorably discharged in 1958 as an Airman First Class, despite his reputation for disliking authority and influencing others to do the same, according to reports written by a superior officer. Number 3. Thompson started his journalistic career as a sports writer. Also, while at Elgin Air Force Base, Thompson landed his first writing job as a sports editor of the Command Courier. It was his job to report on the base football team, the Elgin Eagles. It was in 1957 Thompson wrote his first article for a non-military publication. Sadly, his name did not appear with the article, as the military forbade outside jobs. Number 2. Thompson taught himself writing styles by literally copying entire books using his typewriter. While searching for his own writing style and voice, Thompson copied other authors' works, word for word, using his typewriter. He did this with The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald and A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. By immersing himself into the writing styles of these two influential American authors, Thompson began to develop what was later called Gonzo journalism. Number 1. Thompson's fame as a gonzo journalism was quickly lost in 1974 when he was too intoxicated to make it to his writing assignment, The Rumble in the Jungle. If you're only familiar with Thompson from the movie portrayals of his life, you might wonder if his overzealous drug and alcohol use had cost to his career. It did. After missing Rumble in the Jungle, that was the last straw to his journalistic career. From then on, Thompson's life took a different turn, eventually leading him to Hollywood fame via portrayals of his books. This has been 10 Things About Hunter S. Thompson. Do you have an idea for an epic listicle? Hey, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching Epic Listicles. See you next time.